Hello, and a very warm welcome to everyone who are listening to us today. As we step into the brand new year, this podcast is extremely special, not just for Koshys, but for me personally. I am Dr. Mrinali Gupta, branding head and the business development manager of Koshys Hospital. And I have the honor today sitting down with a doctor, a leader, and a visionary who has touched thousands of lives over the past 25 years. This conversation is about the trust, journey, care, and the future of healthcare. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Santhosh Koshy, Medical Director of Koshys Hospital and a pediatrician who has been practicing over 25 years. Doctor, thank you so much for being here with us today. As Koshys approaches 25 years, I think this podcast feels the perfect way to start the brand new year.
Thank you. It really means a lot for me.
So, doctor, before we step into your journey, I would like to ask you this very warmly and honestly. Are you an introvert by nature, or was there something very special you wanted to say for this milestone of 25 years? As we have not seen you very often or screens, you are not there in the podcast, health talks, and public events. So, what was there which was stopping you to come into the screen?
Definitely, I'm not an introvert by nature, but then my focus was mainly on healthcare and how to save lives and how to do service to the community. That was my focus. But now, being here for the last 25 years, I thought this is the right time to come into the community and speak for ourselves. It's basically because this health industry, in this particular vicinity, we see that Koshis has survived almost 25 years when most of them have come and gone. So this is basically the trust what the community has towards our institution, and this is what we have in turn delivered to the patients and the community. So that's the reason why I felt that this will definitely make a difference when I appear on a podcast along with you to have a word with you.
Fine, sir. Sir, before we talk on to something, I would like to start from the very beginning. Please take us back to the year 1998 when Little Flower Hospital was born. So, what has inspired you to start a mother and the baby care center?
See, basically, I think I finished my MD pediatrics in the year 1995. And straight away, I headed on to one of the hill stations in Kerala, that is Idiki, and where I practiced there for almost about 3 years. My focus was basically not into nursing home or business, but basically it was into healthcare industry, academics, and to become a neonatologist and so on and so forth. But what happened was really that my father, who was in Bangalore, was very much interested in me coming back and starting a hospital for myself. So that's how he said that I will do a hospital for you. Please do come back and then start serving the community. That's what's required. Me being a pediatrician, my first focus was on mother and child care. And that's how 25 years back, if you look at 1998, we started Little Flower Mother and Child Care Hospital. It's not only mother and child care, but then we also used to take care of other specialities. But focus was mainly on mother and child care.
Okay. Sir, as Little Flower Hospital has evolved now, what we now known as Koshys Multi-Specialty Hospital. So, why do you think that this expansion was necessary?
See, I don't know. I think that being in Little Flower, I could experience myself that emergency care was one of the most important aspect to save the patient's life. The golden hour, what we call, which is very important. The first 3 hours of life of a patient is where we have to do something. But where in Little Flower we were not able to establish to that extent. But then there is definitely a story behind this. I had to lift my brother, in fact, two times. Once for his knee surgery, I had to lift him to Bombay.
Okay.
And once for his eye surgery, I have to take him to Vijaya Hospital in Chennai. So when I went there and saw the way the hospitals cater to emergency department, I really felt that there is a need for something like this in our vicinity. And 25 to 30 years back, this place was something, there was nothing. There were no roads, there were no houses. But still, since my father, who was a visionary, Had always a plan. So he had kept one small site in front of a road, so which we thought that we will discuss and then start up a multi-specialty hospital. So like that, on his surgery day, we were just conversing just to keep him going. I was just conversing that we need to start something like that, and it just all happened all of a sudden. My brother took an interest of applying for a loan, finding out various means to encourage me to get the hospital work done. So I started focusing on the architectural part of it and things
Okay.
like that. So the whole motive here was only to save life of patients, because we know that from Little Flower Hospital, that was the only hospital which was about 25 beds
Okay.
during those days, and from here to reach to Manipal would take at least an hour,
Correct.
or to reach to other hospitals, it will take at least 1.5 hours. I think only major places were Manipal and Ramaya those days.
Correct.
So Koshis took the entire risk of life. It was not financial. We never had that financial support to get that, but then the banks provided us loan, and we took all the risk of our life when there was no houses here, no people around. But to save the life of the patients, we started this hospital in a big way, both as in a neonatal emergency as well as medical emergencies. And this is all because that as a medical profession, I knew that the first golden hour, the first 1 hour is going to be very important in part of our life. So that is how I established Koshis Multi-Speciality Hospital.
So that's what, sir, as you have spoken on the golden hour. So my next question is related with that only. Today we have seen many new hospitals coming up with the advanced technology and the modern infrastructure. But Koshis stands strong, not just because it is 25 years old hospital, but because it has grown as a neighborhood hospital, deeply rooted into the community. So how does this experience combined with being close to the community, especially during the golden hour, makes a difference in the patient's life?
See, golden hour is one thing which I think most of the patients should be aware of. The first 1 hour of anybody's life is going to be very critical. Let it be a trauma, let it be an MI, what we call as heart attacks, or let it be a bleed, or whatever it is. It is always your part and parcel to reach to the nearest setup,
Okay.
because that's the place where you will get the first aid. It's always important that the first aid has to be done before even you get into any other treatment aspect of it. People don't understand that. They rush to corporates or they rush to hospitals which have got all the facilities, but by the time they reach there, they lose life.
Okay.
But it is always understood that the patients have to understand that the first hour of anybody's life is critical. Reach the nearest, because every hospital has got one or the other doctor who knows how to treat an
Correct.
emergency. And this is the reason why Koshis also took a risk of building such a hospital here to treat emergencies and to save life of the patient, which people who have come now may not realize that. But 25 years down the lane, you would have seen that this was the only building that
Yes,
existed,
yes.
and rest everything was empty. And lot of lives from Hoskote onwards, if you take to Kolar, from that range, that is almost about 1.5 hours distance
Yes.
from here, people used to use this as a bypass to just come here, then stay here, and then
Okay.
only go to the nearby. Or when we feel that it requires further emergency care or other critical care to be done, then we used to refer it to a corporate hospitals.
Okay.
So that's how golden hour is very important.
Yes. So now, sir, one of the stronger pillar of Koshis Hospital has always been its emergency and critical care, from medical ICU to neonatal ICU. So, Doctor, also Koshis began its journey from the 20-bedded NICU long before it began become the multi-speciality hospital. So, how has this strong foundation in critical care, along with the years of experience, helped save lives when every second truly matters?
See, me being a pediatrician again and a neonatologist, my focus was on neonatal ICU, because the maternal mortality rate and the infant mortality rate was very, very high. So definitely, a lot of hospitals never had intensive care facilities.
Okay.
Koshi's focus was onto that, mainly to save life of the patients as well as the newborns. So, me being a pediatrician, I thought that I will start with an NICU, because my NICU exposure was really great during my post-graduation
Okay.
years. And my professors, my team was very much supportive in me to establish one such unit inside this
Okay.
hospital. So my luck was also on my side. I really got Dr. Gopika also from
Yeah.
day one. And that is how we both together ran this NICU unit, which is about 20 bed, and it was almost, to tell you frankly, from almost about a month onwards, it was full.
Oh,
And we
okay.
were into the media coverage in a very big way.
Okay.
And in fact, lot of, even I think there were only few corporate hospitals who had NICU of this size.
Okay.
But this periphery, I think Bangalore East or Bangalore North, we were the ones which really mattered a lot as far as NICU was concerned. Now you know that there are a lot of
Correct.
other hospitals, mother and child care hospitals, which have come in, and then definitely they are doing good, and they've all had an ICU. So definitely we have cut down the size of our ICU at present. But the medical ICU part of it, which was smaller in size, we have increased in size. In fact,
Oh,
we started with 6 beds, now we have gone up to 10 to 12 beds.
yes.
And day by day, we are planning and increasing the size of this, because critical care is one which definitely matters. It's not that the other, because see, life is only once, and
Yes.
it's the golden hour which matters, and the hospital should have those facilities. And we at Koshis, we have intensive care specialists who are round the clock, 24/7, 365 days, who take care of the patients. And a lot of lives in this 25 years, I think thousands and thousands of lives have been definitely been saved by this institution. And I don't know, people whose lives have been saved will be definitely grateful to us, I suppose.
So one thing more, like I saw in my apartment and all also, if somebody is having the chest pain or whatever, still the notion is still the same that they want to go to Manipal, to the big corporates. So I don't know whether people are not aware of
Yeah.
what is golden or, and so why this is
See,
happening.
definitely that's a big question mark even now, because we as an institution, we are trying to create awareness to the public. Public awareness is very important,
Yes.
because they feel that if you go to the nearby hospital, facilities may not be there, and
Correct.
ultimately may not.
Correct.
See, nobody is going to take you and straight away put you into the OT and operate you. That's not going to be. There's always a procedure which needs to be taking place.
Yes.
So you really need to work on that. So first you need to investigate what's the problem. You need to find out what the cause is. All this takes time. But before even you could get into hospital and you start traveling and wasting all this time, then it's for sure that you're not going
And
to.
especially nowadays when the
Yes.
traffic
So
is so
these days
bad.
our traffic is so huge. So definitely you need to see. You need to see the quality of the hospital. I don't say that you go to a small nursing home or a place where in your vicinity, whichever is, and we are one such hospital which is
Yes.
accredited hospital. So basically we have got all the facilities as per the accreditation. So you can definitely utilize Koshis as your nearby place, and then see what best way you save your life, and then if it requires specialized treatment, naturally you can go into corporate setups.
Fine. Doctor, I would now like you to take back to a time which none of us can ever forget, the COVID pandemic. As a doctor and as a medical director of a hospital, how did these years affect you personally and professionally?
Oh my God, this pandemic was something which I think nobody in our generation will forget. In fact, and 2 years of our life was totally in misery. Actually, you know that being a multi-specialty hospital, we were forced to. I mean, we were forced not. We were made to convert it into a COVID hospital. In fact, to cater to almost all type of COVID patients, and we had an HDU unit, so that we had to give oxygen, ventilators.
Yes.
The whole thing was, the journey was something which was very tough for me, my doctors, my staff nurses, and the workers who were really working hard to save each and everybody's life.
Yes.
And second wave of COVID was so drastic that we lost lot of younger generations. Parents could not see the children, children could not see the parents.
Parents.
Lot of them were dumped into mortuaries. Lot of them were dumped into graveyards. So many things. Even the last cry was not being listened to. So it was so much saddening for us. It was so much emotional phenomena for us. Each day, I was the one who was in fact talking to all the patients attenders, calling them, explaining them to what is happening to your loved ones. And it was so painful that when we see that each day we see one or two deaths happening, and the second wave too, it was just crashing like mad, and every small younger children, young adults, entire family itself, we could see that they lost them in the COVID. And so many children became orphans, so many elderly became parentless, they had to lose the wife, they had to lose their husband. So it was an emotional pathway for almost 2 years where we had to struggle. We never used to go, in fact, we never used to go home. We used to stay back in the hospital because we didn't
Okay.
want to infect our own family members.
Hmm.
We took all the risk of our life. In fact, the doctors and the healthcare workers, they took the entire risk of their life to try and save how many ever they could.
Hmm.
But it was the pandemic. There was no specific line of treatment for that. There were a lot of complications. We ventilated, we put in tubes into the mouth, and so much of secretions coming out. Oh, we need to give them bath, we need to change the dress, we need to put. You imagine the amount of risk what we have taken during
Yes.
this. People who never wanted to come to Koshis those days also came to Koshis because they
Hmm.
wanted to save their lives. So that
Yes.
was the type of feel we got. People are coming and crying in front of my doors that doctor, please save the life. Because a lot of hospitals could never have an oxygen also supply. There was dearth of oxygen. It was not the hospital mistake. Hospitals were ransacked because oxygen was not there. But the real problem is that we were not geared up to a situation where we can cater to such type of an emergency.
Yes.
So we really had problems. But somehow our maintenance team, our facility team, our staffs, they worked really tirelessly. They worked. They saw that oxygen was kept in place. Our maintenance department really took care of our ventilators and all this. Because there was, even if it's a breakdown, you can't even try to get somebody to
Yes.
get and
Yes.
maintain
Yes.
because each one was scared. There were a lot of resignation happening. Staff nurses were
Yeah.
not willing to continue to work. But said and done, our school, our college students also definitely helped us in
Okay.
treating all these patients. Our students volunteered, in fact. They came in, our Koshys College nursing students definitely came in. They volunteered us to help into all this. Because it's very difficult. We had to put in all sorts of PPEs and things like that. You get so suffocated because hundreds of patients. It is
Yes.
not one or two. The whole hospital is filled with those type of patients, and we were not able to deal with any other emergencies as such. But still, on the other side, we used to deal an emergency, and this
Correct.
side we used to manage COVID, and this side we need to talk to the patients, attenders. I mean, see the real loved ones, they were not able to see them at all. Once you are entered into the hospital, either you go as a
Yes.
dead body, or you just survive and then go back to the family. So it was really something like, I mean, a very, very traumatic experience, I think, which I've never undergone in my life. I think this also I had to see
And
in
doctor,
this life.
you had mentioned like for many days you didn't go to your home. So
Yes.
how it
See, we
affect you
had we had
personally?
our own rooms here. We occupied one of the deluxe rooms, and we
Okay.
used to. I mean, we just got all our prepared things,
Okay.
dress and toiletry kits and other things, and we used to manage it because. I mean, it's very natural that going and giving an infection to our own
Yes.
family members is going to be tough for us those days, and so that's why we thought that. I mean, there were days when we used to tell them that, okay, you all keep move away from the place. I will come. I
Yes.
will have one
Okay.
fresh
Yeah.
bath, and
Yeah.
then I
Yeah.
will go back and sit in the hospital.
Correct.
And we have stayed here for long, long times. I mean, see, patients used to flow in like mad. Like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, simply they used to come and dump because, see, the pandemic was so bad, even the children were hesitant to touch the parents.
Yes.
Parents were
Yes.
hesitant to touch the children.
Correct.
It was all the healthcare workers who really, really, really struggled and managed issues. So it was really a wonderful experience, but a very sad experience because we could see a lot of people going without families, a lot of children becoming orphans. So that was a great loss, in fact, but definitely a good experience for healthcare workers, in
Healthcare
fact.
workers here. So Koshys has evolved into a hospital that offers multiple specialized services while still holding on to something very important, that's a personal and a patient-centric approach. Doctor, when we look at Koshys Cuddle, a mother and the baby care center, orthopedics from trauma to recovery, laparoscopic surgeries, and plastic and cosmetic surgeries, the range is very wide, but the philosophy remains consistent. How has Koshys ensured that across all these specialties, care should remain personal and ethical, followed with the experience rather than the new trends?
See, I mean, technology has definitely played a big role in today's life. You have hearing a lot about robotics and AIs and so many things. But ultimately, it is the man who is going to focus into all these things. It's the
Correct.
doctor who is going to operate. A robot will guide you and then precise you, and this is what it can do. But ultimately, you go and operate it on the wrong side, it is going to be difficult.
Correct. And I think we have heard of many
So
cases.
many cases where the sides have even been taken wrong. So ultimately, it is experience which matters a lot. The clinical acumen, the clinical knowledge, what we need. That's what we have experienced in Koshis. We have got dedicated team of doctors who have been with us for almost. I mean, I think if you from the day one we started onwards, the doctors are here. But our doctors are almost all of them are more than 10 years. They are sticking on with us. Those multiple corporates have come into place. Still, they have not left us and gone. Their dedication, the way they work precisely, we have got all the departments except for an invasive cardiology. We have involved into all departments,
Yes.
whether it's orthopedics, whether it is laparoscopic surgeries, or whether it's plastic surgery. In fact, I want to talk to you about plastic surgery. We have got a wonderful plastic surgeon who does. The people had a notion that plastic surgery is only for celebrities.
Yes.
Now it's not that. We can do it even for a layman, common man.
Okay.
Each patient who can afford a bit can get the work done. A lot of plastic surgery work has been happened in Koshis. I don't know. Well, I don't want to name, but then definitely we have done quite a lot of good work.
Yes.
And Dr. Kritika is said to be one of the well-known plastic surgeon available in this vicinity. So I think all our fields which we are entitled till date are being doing good, and technology is definitely upgrading. That we are also upgrading. Definitely not that I don't say that technology doesn't play a role, but definitely clinical experience plays a very important role. Diagnosing a particular thing is very
Very
important.
important.
That comes only with experience, and that only comes with how much exposure you have towards this field. So definitely experience plays a big role.
So, doctor, if you can talk about Koshys Kadal, like we have Dr. Sudha, who is experienced and she's also been practicing from over
Yes.
25 years. So, what you have to say about Koshys
See,
Kadal?
cuddle is one thing which came into our mind. I think both of us
Yes.
thought of it, and then we took a decision, because it's basically that hospitality plays a big role. It is
Yes.
not the hospital industry, the environment itself that creates a feel like a hospital. We have removed that. We have made cuddle in such a way that it creates a home at home. So you feel that hospital is, it's not hospital, it's a home where you have got everything available. You have got the labor suite, you have got a child next to you, a newborn born next to you, your labor room next to you, everything happening in one vicinity and all visible to naked eye. And everyone can visualize and see how it happens. So we have made it a way that people don't feel that we are coming with some labor pains in the hospital. It is that you feel at home,
And
and then
that
everything.
that's the reason I delivered here
Yeah,
my
you
second
also delivered
baby.
your effect. Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, then you should tell your experience how it was rather than.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. So I think we have done a great job in Cuddle, and Cuddle is doing enormously well. We have definitely made three suite rooms which are very spacious, a homely atmosphere.
Yeah.
Everything you want to cook and eat, you can eat. You want to make a coffee and drink, you can drink. So just that we serve you as at home, so that you don't feel that you've come to a hospital, and it is totally away from the other specialties.
Yes.
So you feel that this wing is only for you, and that's one good thing which we have done in our expansion during this days.
So, doctor, now I want to pause here and ask you something little unexpected, which even I didn't plan to ask you earlier. So, it's like as a medical director, you have taken countless decisions from the past 25 years, whether it's medical, administrative, financial. What what was the most tough decision you have ever had to take at Koshis? Not just as a medical director, but as a human being or as a pediatrician.
See, that's a great question and a very difficult question to answer. But let me make it very clear. See, financials have bothered us. A lot of other issues have bothered us. But the most toughest decision in my life is to uh, how to take care of the patient. What's the treatment to be given to the patient? Am I going to lose him or am I going to gain him? You understand one thing in this medical industry. There is only one thing which you need to understand, that we would have saved thousands of lives. But one mistake kills
Yes.
everything. So every bit of treatment, what we do on a patient has to be very careful. It has to be realistic, because they are the ones who are going to give an image to us.
Correct.
So my toughest decision was always healthcare.
Okay.
Giving a treatment to the child or giving a treatment to a patient and getting him back into life. That was my difficulty. But
Okay.
there are certain situations where unavoidable circumstances where we lose patients. It's
Yes.
not because of the negligence. It's that it happens because that may be a terminal illness, or probably the patient comes very sick to us. We would have tried everything. But sometimes patients, attenders lose control on that, and they try to blame the doctors for negligence. But imagine one thing: no doctor is going to do any harm to the patient.
Yes.
Their duty is to only save lives of the patient, and they will do their best.
Best.
So unless you go to some quacks and then get into trouble, that we cannot think. But if you are into hospital, hospital always discusses. It's a multidisciplinary approach. Now, when it comes to a patient on ventilator, it's not that just the physician who's treating it. It is again the intensivist is there, the pulmonologist involved, so the other specialties involved. So it all becomes a multidisciplinary approach. So you're always safe in a situation like where patients are put in a hospital where
No.
things are good. So my difficult decision always has been to take a decision on the patient. That's my toughest decision, and trust me that when we do something good, people believe you. When something goes wrong, the
Yes.
same people will blame you. So every day is going to be a life for you and a challenging life.
Challenging. So, doctor, do you remember any case or anything which you can share with our
Yeah,
audience?
yeah, yeah, definitely. See, there are days when we started, and I imagine the ICUs which I was talking about, the medical ICU which was there, our anesthetist, and he's no more with us, but
Okay.
we had a poisoning case, in fact. He just sat next to the patient 27 times. I remember exact number.
Okay.
27 times he gave shock.
Oh.
That is, I mean, we call it as defibrillator. And a DC shock was given to that patient, and he revived that patient.
Okay.
After 27 times, the patient got revived.
Wonderful.
And you can't imagine the patient walked out of this hospital after 10 or 15 days.
Okay.
So that was the greatest thing which we could, I mean, that was really amazing because all of us watched him doing.
Okay.
Day and night, he used to sit with that patient. He never moved out of the patient.
Okay.
So that was something which created a history in 25 years back in this place. And a lot of patients from Kolar, Hoskote, any poisoning cases, we were called, in fact,
Okay.
a hospital meant for poisoning patients. So
Mm.
people used to rush with us. Now that city has expanded,
Yes,
so
yes,
now
yes,
there are
yes.
no snakes, no poisons, nothing like this.
Mm.
So things have gone changed now. But we really had this wonderful experience with our intensivists those
Yeah,
days.
okay. So, yes, doctor, now I am personally very excited what's coming next. So, Koshys is planning a complete renovation. I think we have seen the second and the third floors already got
Yeah.
renovated. So, and I think the OPDs are going to renovate and the external facade and all. So, what does this transformation means for the
Yes.
patients?
See, again, Koshis is definitely not in this vicinity, not the same like other hospitals. We are an NABH accredited hospital care organization. There are different levels of NABH accreditation. There is an entry level accreditation. There is an hospital care organization. So we
Yes.
are like a corporate. It's an hospital. So we follow the standards of NABH.
Okay.
So there is a new edition which has come, the sixth edition. So according to the sixth edition, there is a lot of green environment which we need
Okay.
to give. So green energy rather than what you see. So it's going into green revolution. So now we have also thought that yes, natural light has to come inside. So we definitely are planning to renovate. We have renovated quite a lot. In fact, we
Okay.
have moved our corporate offices upstairs, and then all our wards and rooms have been modernized to an extent. Pharmacy is taking a facelift, and
Yes.
then our OPDs are going to be a facelift. We are increasing our emergency units now from
Okay.
3 bed or 4 bed. What we have emergency ER, we are making it to 10 beds now. We are adding on an extra lift to it, and also we are increasing our bed strength of ICU to around another 6 beds. So there's a lot of critical patients we see at this juncture. Lot of young patients, in fact. So definitely the numbers are going high. So um, uh, a total renovation completely of the hospital to get into a new look. So I think probably there will be a lot of disturbances which is going on. That's all for the well-being of the patient. What we are
Yeah.
trying to do it, but it may take some time. Probably by the end of March, April, I think you will get a total 25-year new look, Koshys.
Yeah. Doctor, one of my personal question, as a doctor, since you are the medical director of Koshys from the last 25 years also, you have experienced so many events and all. Personally, like nowadays we have seen like like the young people, we are all in Instagram and all that, we watch so many reels and all. So we see a lot of young youth like 25 years, 30 years, 35 years, they are undergoing MI, they are just while dancing, while just doing the jumping jacks or push-ups, they are dying in the gym or in the treadmills. So what is the reason? What do you feel? What advice you want to give to our young audience who are listening?
See, now everything has become sedentary lifestyle. People don't want to move around and do anything. They want to sit in one place to get everything done. If they want to move from here to that shop, they want to take a bike. Yes. If they want to move for here to some other place, they want to take a flight. If they want to wash their clothes, they want to put the washing machine. They don't want to walk. They don't want. You see, this lifestyle has changed a lot. The food habits have changed a lot. And we also don't know there will be a lot of pre-existing conditions which we don't honestly yet. People think that I made there's nothing to go on hold with it. And overdoing anything is bad. Whether you go to gym or whether you exercise yourself or whatever it is, there is always some boss to let you build up their body to some extent. They want to match up equilibrium, cellular distance. They go and do overdo laws, which should not be because in gym we see a lot of people running on a treadmill for hours together and things like that. Just that no they think that the heart rate keeps on decreasing and they need to slow down, no, but pre-existing conditions need to be ruled out. So that are simply medical checkups are ones which you need to initiate for even you start getting into some practices. So otherwise walking is the best way to keep you healthy. But if you want to get him to really hit hard on a gym or any other thing, definitely get a paid stay very. So now though it's people have a lot of awareness now that they created. So many young ones have time on a gym. So definitely awareness packages are there available. It's always better you take up those packages, find out what is your next status, and then move on to options.
So, as we step into this milestone of 25 years, Doctor, can you share your achievements with us from the past 25 years? And also, what is your vision for the future?
Achievements of the way, yes. As we started the 1998 with the Digital Hospital. From there, 2002, we started Koshys Specialty Hospital. And 2003 onwards, we started on the nursing college. And from 2006, we went on to build up management college. Now, today, from UG to KG, well, we are there with you from school. It's called Koshys Global Academy, then Koshys Institute of Management Sciences, Koshys Institute of Health Sciences, Little College of Nursing, and so on and so forth. Our future
Definitely, I'm looking at an option where senior living is one thing which I'm seriously considering.
Okay.
Probably maybe alternative method of treating the patients. Because a lot of children are going to overseas and working, and parents are left alone. So taking care of the parents is one such ambition of mine, which
Okay.
we are seriously looking at a senior living facility to be done in the name of Koshis. And another important milestone is before my father's death. In fact, there was one which he has asked me to take care of 50 children in an orphanage. So
Okay.
that's another important part which we are looking at. We have been finding place for that,
Okay.
and I sincerely feel that we have formed a trust called as Koshi's Founders Trust,
Okay.
and through that we would like to educate at least about 50 to 100 children,
Okay.
all free of cost. That's what we are trying to do it, and we are on the verge of it, and probably we will establish this in the next couple of years.
So, Doctor, thank you so much for sharing your
Thank you,
journey.
thank you.
Not just your journey, I will say, but the heart behind the Koshis Hospital. So, to everyone listening, this hospital was built on trust, care, and commitment. And it continues to evolve with one purpose to serve all the patients better every single day. Thank you so much for listening to us and wishing you and your family a very happy and a hopeful new year ahead. Thank you.